Tracy Appliances is located in Lima, Ohio. We spoke with Jeff Tracy, whose family started the business back in the 50s. It was great to talk with Jeff. He's full of character and had a lot of great advice, and clearly was very passionate about his business and the local community.
This is our 63rd year in business. My parents started this company in 1950. We're in our 4th location, and we sell appliances and bedding and now some recliners. We want to sell products that won't come back to people that will come back. How we get new customers is being kind to everybody that walks in the door. We have great clienteles in all segments of life, whether they be people that have come to our community or people that have been in our community for a long period of time. We work really hard to impress people upon the fact that we are the most dedicated place they can buy a product. The worst competitor we have in our business is us, because we're the only one we can do something about. I've learned a long time ago that I must know what they're all doing. I must be aware of what they're all doing, but the only person that I can truly change is us. So we work real hard on the disciplines within our own company to be better than they are. I had a son who played college athletics, and I watched them one time make a move of less than 6 inches, and they practiced it over and over and over again until it became a reflex. We try to do the same thing. We try to make an opportunity to do the right thing the first time. I mean, I go as far as to take my young delivery people and make them practice knocking on a door. The very first thing is introduction. You have to learn how to introduce themselves, and that's introduce themselves and the product to the situation. I've convinced all my people that every game we play is away. We don't get a home game. We have to play at your home. And it makes it a lot easier if you go into it knowing that. The customer has never been more informed than they are today. They are really well informed, or at least they think they are, off the internet and what have you. The curse of some of the internet is, of course, we fight the sales tax issue with the internet. But I've come to find out that we can compete with everything that's out there on the same level field. We have an attitude here in our store that when our customer walks in, it's like putting a cafeteria tray down on a cafeteria. You put on that tray whatever you want, you get to the end, we tell them how much it is. If they don't want to pay that amount, we start taking stuff off the tray. And we can take things away and compete with anybody. Somebody wants to pick a product up, I'll sell it the same as anybody will, the internet or anybody. So I've saved every thank you card I've ever gotten in this business. I save every one. And a lot of times I'll take them out sometimes and look at them, and I've come to notice that there's one telltale comment in there all the time. There's never a mention of the price. Not once does it say, thanks for the great deal. Thanks for, you really cheap. Thanks for the great deal. What they say is you delivered it after hours. You delivered it when I asked for it. You took the old one to my sister's house, all for a charge too, by the way. You did all these things for us when no one else would do those things. If you find out what someone else won't do, you can do whatever, you can do that, and you can charge whatever you want. So you find out what they won't do, you do it, and you'll make a living right there. We had a lady come in one day and ask for a used bed, of all things, a used bed. Now, 2 things, you can't sell a used bed, but we give some away. And she said her grandson, had gotten one from our scrap. And I said, you don't want one of those beds. I said, why would you want an old bed? She said, well, the bed I've got is 40 years old. And I said, well, let's see if we can get you some terms. You lived in your house for 40 years? She said, we haven't. I said, let's see if we can get you perhaps some financing terms. We made an application first. She gets a $1,200 credit line. We sold her an $800 bed, and we delivered it to her, and she did cry when she got that bed. She was so happy. She had not had a new bed in 40 years, but lived in the same house for 40 years. So that financing turned the deal. Credit is the way the world turns in a lot of regards. It gives you an opportunity to get a better mix. It gives you a product to have good information on your customer. It gives you an opportunity to have a perhaps a little bit loyal customer than you get if you just take a check or cash from them or their own credit card. I think that I can't imagine our business operating without credit.